Okay, moving on. My SLR can only record up to 10 minutes, so this is beyond 10 minutes already. That's why this is the continuation of the video. We finished the educational attainment. Now we're moving on to that's my hand. We're moving on to the length of service. This is table. I think this is table 4 already. I think that is my mistake. Oh, that is not educational attainment. That should be the length of service. I did not edit that. I'm so sorry for the mistakes. Anyhow, the age. This is not the age. This is actually the length of service. My mistake again. 1 to 5 years, there are 4 of them. 6 to 10 years, there are 16 of them. 11 to 15 years, there are 21 of them. 16 to 20 years, 14 of them. 21 to 25 years, that's 10 with a total of 65%. This was presented also through a bar graph. This is the frequency. I did not write the word frequency again. It's my mistake, not the researcher's mistake. And below is the length of service. This is the interpretation. It's very long, but I'm going to read it anyway. Accordingly, the 65 respondents consisted of 4 respondents in the range of 1 to 5 years, representing 6.2% of the total, 16 respondents in the range of 6 to 10 years, representing 24.6% of the total, 21 respondents in the range of 11 to 15 years, representing 32.3% of the total, 14 respondents in the range of 16 to 20 years, representing 21.5% of the total, and 10 respondents in the range of 21 to 25 years, representing 15.4% of the total. So going back, probably the mode is 11 to 15 years, but that is only my interpretation. It's not included in the research. Then number 2 in the parameter, or the question that she seeks to answer, is this one. What is the effectiveness of the daily lesson log, or the DLL, to the teaching learning process as perceived by the teachers of Katanawan Central School? Specifically, there are 4 parameters. One is the teacher's classroom management, and then under the students' learning, that's the knowledge, the skills, and the attitudes. I'm going to show you first the teacher's classroom management. Let's see the link. I hope it will load. There is the link. That's the table 5. These are actually the questions, or the category. I stand for ineffective, slightly ineffective, slightly effective. This is N is neutral and H is highly effective. Let's zoom that in so you can see it better. There. That's numbers 1 to 10, and the weighted mean was computed, and the ranking, and at the end the total is 2.82 or 88, and that is actually neutral. That pretty sums up all the categories, and this is the interpretation. Table 6 reveals that the top 3 ranked effectiveness of daily lesson log includes the enables the student to become enthusiastic in self-directed learning, generates activities that can stimulate students' active involvement with the learning activities, and gives positive reinforcement by setting positive feedbacks and evaluation of students' learning process. The overall effectiveness of daily lesson log to the teaching learning process of teachers based on teachers' classroom management can be interpreted as neutral. This is neutral below. The next parameter is the students' learning in terms of knowledge. This is again the table. There are 4 categories. The weighted mean was computed, and this is the interpretation. Again, based on the students' learning, it can be interpreted also as neutral. That is neutral. Okay. And then the next one, the skills. Remember, there are 5 scales. 1 is ineffective, and then number 2 is slightly ineffective, 3 is neutral, and then slightly effective, and HE is for highly effective. Let's see for the skills. That is also neutral. The word neutral is there. Okay. And for the attitude, that's table 11. Based on the attitude, these are the category. Again, the 5 scale, weighted me was computed, and then it was ranked. And again, it was neutral. Neutral, there, the word neutral. The finding is that it's neutral. And then moving on, summarizing the second question or the second parameter, um, for the effectiveness of daily lesson log. This was actually funny because one, this is the table, and this was what is written on the interpretation, and I'm gonna read it. Table 3 reveals that the top 3 rank implementation of using information and communication technology in teaching in the district of San Pascual are the following: word processor, spreadsheet or Excel, and PowerPoint presentation. The overall assessment of implementation of using information and communication technology can be interpreted as limited skills. It's highlighted in red because, for one, it has nothing to do with the table. It's not connected. Probably it's a mistake done by the researcher. However, if I'm going to interpret the table, that's the total is 2.97. It falls under the neutral. So basically, the effectiveness of daily lesson log is neutral. Next, what are the weaknesses? Let me zoom that again. What are the weaknesses of the daily lesson log to the teaching learning processes perceived by the teachers of Catanawan Central School? Let's see. Again, that's the table 14, and it falls under moderately agree. That's moderately agree. Okay? And number 4, is there a significant relationship between the DLL and the group profile, the profile of the teachers, by age, by gender, by educational attainment, and by the length of service? Later on, I'll give you the answer to that. I'm not gonna show you anymore the table because I'm running out of time. I might be deducting some points. 5, is there a significant relationship between the effectiveness and the weaknesses perceived by the teachers? It's significant, and this is the interpretation. Table 4 shows the computed value of z-test, which is negative 2.70. The computed value is negative 2, lower than the critical value. Thus, the result did not fall under the area of the curve, which means that the null hypothesis is rejected, thus implying that there is a significant difference in the comparisons in the effectiveness of daily log and the weaknesses of daily lesson log. So what's the conclusion? What is the answer to the hypothesis? One is that based on the significant relationship between the DLL and the profile, this is the answer. Most of the teacher respondents have been teaching for more than 11 years, and there were more female teachers who have background in daily lesson planning and classroom routines than male teachers. The most effective indicator of DLL with regard to classroom management is to enable students to become enthusiastic in self-directed learning. With regards to students' learning, it was interpreted as neutral. With regards to the attitude, students' learning skills was accomplish assigned projects and tasks on time, and with regard to attitude, it's to participate well with the class discussion. To answer, I think there is a significant relationship. Let's go back. I have 52 more seconds. This one, to answer the hypothesis. To answer the hypothesis, where are you, hypothesis? Come on. The hypothesis. There is no significant relationship that was accepted based on the study, and the other one is there a significant relationship between the effectiveness of DLL? Based on when I browsed the study, yes, there is a significant relationship to that. There is a significant relationship between the DLL and its weaknesses. So that's it. Thank you.